How would you react in each of the following situations? Situation 1. If you flip a coin and it lands heads 5 times in a row, what do you think the next flip will be? Heads, tails, or either heads or tails? Situation 2. You learn that you can save a little bit of money by shopping at a different supermarket. What do you do? Change to the new supermarket, stick with the original supermarket, or neither? Situation 3. Do you think that the amount of violence has increased or decreased in the last 50 years? You feel that violence has stayed the same, decreased, or actually increased? Situation 4. How often do you buy items that are on sale when you see that the original price is much higher? Is it often, rarely, or never? And finally, situation 5. While you're in class, you realize that you have a 4-centimeter tear in the back of your shirt. You think nearly everyone notices, a few people notice, or no one notices. Do you remember your answers? Let's review. Situation 1. If you flip a coin and it lands heads 5 times in a row, what do you think the next flip will be? Many people would say tails. That's what's known as the gambler's fallacy. People think in patterns. They think that things are related. However, a coin will be flipped heads or tails, and each time it is 50% heads and 50% tails. So the best answer for situation 1 would have been either. The gambler's fallacy believes that if something happens more than average now, it will happen less often in the future. All right, let's go on to situation 2. Situation 2 is you learn that you can save a little bit of money by shopping at a different supermarket. What do you do? Most people actually choose B. They stick with the same supermarket. This is what is known as the status quo bias. Status quo bias says that people like things to stay the same even when change might be better. Situation 3. Do you think that the amount of violence has increased or decreased in the last 50 years? Most people believe that violence has actually increased in the last 50 years. That's not true. It's actually decreased nearly everywhere around the world over the last 50 years. However, this common bias is something known as negativity bias. Humans are sensitive to bad news, much more than we are to good news. In fact, some people believe that you need to hear a positive thing 3 times as often for you to have the same feeling that hearing a bad thing even once would do. Here's situation 4. How often do you buy items that are on sale when you see that the original price is much higher? Many people will often make a purchase based on what they think is the higher price or the first piece of information that they see. For example, if you go into a store and you see that one thing costs $100, but today it's on sale for $50, well, that seems like a good deal. This is what is known as the anchoring effect. Now, the anchoring effect states that people use the first information they learn in order to judge something. And finally, we have situation 5. While in class, you realize that you have a 4-centimeter tear in the back of your shirt. Well, most people think that everyone happens to notice anything that's wrong with them. Fortunately, this isn't true. This is what is known as the spotlight effect. The spotlight effect actually tells you that we often think that we are being noticed more than we really are. Are you ready to give it a try? Let's do a quick review. The gambler's fallacy. If something happens more than average now, it will happen less often in the future. Status quo bias. People like things to stay the same even when change might be better. Negativity bias. Bad experiences are stronger than good ones. The anchoring effect. People use the first information they learn to judge something. And then finally, the spotlight effect. We often think we are being noticed more than we really are. Which bias is this? Your favorite team has played for the championship every year for the past 5 years, and they always lose. It's really their turn to win this time. The answer? This is the gambler's fallacy. Which bias? Susan has an assignment due in class, and she did not prepare as well as she should have. Now she thinks that because she did not prepare well, the teacher will definitely ask her for answers. Well, this is the spotlight effect. Which bias? People who drink Coca-Cola were given samples of Coke or Pepsi. Most of them chose Pepsi. However, after they were told that they had chosen Pepsi instead of Coke, they kept buying Coca-Cola. The answer? This is status quo bias. People just like things the way that they are, even when changing might be a little bit better. Which bias? For the last 5 years, a newspaper has been losing readers. However, after the editors of the newspaper start to feature more stories about subjects like diseases and crime, their readership increases. The answer? Negativity bias. People pay attention to negative news. And our last one? Which bias? A restaurant sells wine for $110 per bottle. The second type of wine it sells costs $75 per bottle. When the customers see the wines on their menus, they almost always choose the $75 wine. This is the anchoring effect. Even though the restaurant may not make very much profit on the $110 a bottle wine, they can raise the price of the second bottle in the list because they know that people will avoid paying the most expensive price. That means that they will jump down to choice number 2, the $75 bottle of wine, even though that bottle of wine might only have cost the restaurant $20. They don't sell a lot of the expensive wine, but they make a lot of money selling the second most expensive wine. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this. Go ahead and look around in the world around you for examples of some of the biases that you learned here today. Keep your eyes open and you can learn how your brain plays tricks on you. Until next time, bye-bye.